do to make sure we fortified as a unit, but don't leave me mortified. If you'd have kept it 100, a brother would be more than fine. Gave you more than time, gave you some peace of mind. That's why I got some qualms about the way you treated mine. You came close to doing damage to my third eye.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are here to celebrate WEBTOON's 10th anniversary, so I decided to do something special. Instead of me recommending works, I asked some of the WEBTOON ambassadors what are their favorite series. And nothing better than having themselves introduce their favorite works. And don't forget, if you want to read any of these works, head over to WEBTOON. So, without further delay, let's get into the video.
My personal favorite webtoon is simple: Hardcore Leveling Warrior. I started reading it when I was in high school. I was, and still am, a big video game nerd, and Hardcore Leveling Warrior was the first webtoon that I read that combined both webtoon series and video games, and man, was it amazing. The action was great, the video game-like mechanics were so cool and in-depth, the world was fascinating, but man, I fell in love with the characters. Dark and Sora are both great, but Ethan, man, Ethan set the new standard for interesting and engaging overpowered protagonists. Not only an absolute blast to read and watch, but he's not some Saturday morning cartoon hero. He's kind of a jerk, especially at the beginning, but the series is almost a redemption story. As a terrible person, loses all of his powers, and on his way back up to the top, gains allies and learns to trust others. And while the series is over, it actually got its third season as a brand new series known as Earth Game, and oh my god, I've missed this so much. So please, I recommend and encourage you to go check out anything related to Hardcore Leveling Warrior today.
When it comes to my personal favorite webtoon series, the Academy's Undercover Professor comes to mind. The series follows our main character Ludger Cherish, who's a professor at a magical academy. Except he's not actually Ludger Cherish or a professor for that matter. He's actually someone who died in a car accident and was isekai'd into a world where both magic and science exists. Through unexpected circumstances, he takes on the identity of Ludger Cherish, who's both a famous professor and also someone who has deep ties to a dangerous underground society. I really enjoy this series since it's one of the few where I feel like I don't actually know that much about our main character and get to learn more about his past as we go through the series. I still don't even know his real name, but he has more aliases than I can keep track of. Although he's extremely talented in using the magic of this world, he's also the most nervous guy who just panics internally with the most calm expression on his face. He's just a nervous wreck all the time. It's great.
If you ever wanted a gay comic about Squidward and SpongeBob being together forever while using Mr. Krabs' meat as a wedding cake, I have good news for you. It's probably on canvas. But the second best thing, To the Stars and Back. It's about social recluse Kongdae and his happy new neighbor Bosun, and them developing a relationship/friendship while Kongdae is unraveling his trauma and mysterious past from being bullied and trying to grow and develop with Bosun. This one is my favorite momentarily because I love the concept of a light enemy to lover, or one-sided enemy to lover in this case. And I absolutely adore the detail the series takes towards fashion as it goes on. It ties back to the progress of them healing and them growing. It's a tiny burn, not slow, but tiny. But a series doesn't have to be always fast-paced or involve action or bondage to really be good. But that's my favorite.
Hi, I'm Toontalk Cassie, and my favorite webtoon series right now is The Remarried Empress. It follows Nevia Trophy, an empress that was perfect in every way. Intelligent, courageous, socially adept. People love her until her husband brought home a mistress and demanded a divorce. Without missing a beat, Nevia said, "I accept the divorce, and I request an approval of my remarriage." Talk about mic drop. Shocked everybody in the room. Nobody saw it coming. Maybe Nevia and her husband, but nobody else saw it coming. The Remarried Empress follows Nevia before the divorce, after the divorce, and it is such a sweet, slow burn story filled with drama. The drama never stops with this series. When you think you have the characters figured out, there's more layers to it. It is not your typical cliche romance. The Remarried Empress is such a fun, dramatic fantasy read. Check it out.
The final raid boss is about the #1 player in the world for a certain VR MMO, but he went missing one day. And that's because he joined a closed beta of another VR MMO, but the only thing is he was the only one who didn't wake up at the end of it. Everybody already woke up a week ago, and the developers, well, they didn't know how to get him out because the game is ran by an AI. So instead of taking him out or trying to, they patched over him and essentially made him into an NPC. If you like VR MMO series like Legendary Moonlight Sculptor or Hardcore Leveling Warrior, you might like this one. It has great fight scenes, the art style is pretty great, and the story is pretty good too. Of course, the MC does some, OpMc stuff, but I think it's pretty natural just because he's the best player in the world for that VR MMO, and, well, he's playing a VR MMO. So if you're looking for a VR MMO manhwa to read, well, I recommend this one.
Are you a martial arts enthusiast? Or do you spend most of your free time vibing on Twitch? If you said yes to any of these questions, I've found a webtoon that'll definitely make you say, do you have 500 won? You know, for webtoon coins, that is. This webtoon series is called Viral Hit. This webtoon is set in the same universe as Lookism and Manager Kim, which are two incredibly popular webtoon series in the action genre, so you already know that the martial arts is going to be on point. Like most of these action webtoons set into a school setting, we are introduced to the local loser. And in this case, it's Hoban Yu. Hoban definitely wants revenge, but he's not exactly built for it. And he barely even knows how to throw a punch. But all that changes is when he finds a mysterious YouTube channel run by a guy in a chicken head. Okay, even if this guy's fashion sense is questionable, his martial arts advice is actually pretty solid. And through his channel, Hoban ends up learning how to not only fight against his bullies, but how to take on several kinds of martial arts. Listen, I've seen action webtoon, but I've never seen a webtoon really go into the mechanics of martial arts as well as Viral Hit does. For example, when Hoban gets involved with a Taekwondo fighter, the chicken man says, well, make the floor slippery. Taekwondo is a leg-based martial art and it's based on a lot of kicks. So if they can't have good footing, it's over for them. Alright, so we've gone over the hit part of Viral Hit, but what exactly makes it so viral? Unlike Lookism and Manager Kim, where they put a lot of focus into the gang violence and school violence, Viral Hit also focuses on how a lot of young people are looking to stream and become influencers and market themselves. In fact, most of the fights in Viral Hit are not only filmed, not only live streamed, but somehow they are monetized. Either way, if this seems to tickle your fancy, be sure to check it on the WEBTOON app.
What's up, everybody? It's JD from the Otaku Fix, and I'm here to give you guys my favorite webtoon, and that is a series called Windbreaker. Windbreaker is a sports series, and it is about Jay, the perfect high school student. He got straight A's and is the student body president of his school, but after being coerced into joining the school's biking team, the Hummingbird Crew, he discovers a whole new world outside of studying. What new adventures will he face outside the comfort of his textbooks? Who only knows, but you gotta check it out. This series is my favorite series just because of all the themes that this series introduced. If you like sports, obviously it has that. If you like romance, it has a ton of that. Tons of characters that you can fall in love with, from the main character to the side characters and even the characters who you hate. Also, it has the comedy. The comedy is absolutely hilarious with some of his characters. Dom, for instance, Vinny, Jay, all of them. All of them are absolutely amazing. I recommend you go and check this series out if you have not already, and that is my recommendation.
And lastly, my favorite webtoon series. To be honest, it's hard to say exactly what my favorite webtoon series is, because at times it's some, and sometimes it's another. But at the moment, it's definitely Perfect Hybrid. An incredible underrated work that I'm sure many of you would enjoy. So, what is it about? Earth had been invaded by creatures from another dimension, and it has been a few years since peace was restored, thanks to the help of various supernatural humans that revealed themselves during this invasion. Our main protagonist was born between two supernatural parents. His father is an immortal, while his mother is a transformer with exceptional physical abilities, along with the power to transform into beasts. Neither parent, however, is aware of each spouse's power, and both want a son to follow in their footsteps. The reason why I rated this work so high, despite the normal background story, is due to the amount of detail the author has put into it. For example, Even though the main character can harness the power of two different supernatural beings, he goes through a crazy training and doesn't just get overpowered overnight. Besides that, down the line you are introduced to some amazing side characters that just make this an incredible read. That was it from me and all of the ambassadors. I hope you enjoyed this different type of video, and I hope you also enjoyed learning about the ambassadors' favorites. If this video helped you in any way, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.